What's up, guys? So you've been asking me to do a new video on the ever since the update that took away landslide. So what I've been trying to test out is the a new pet that is more I guess more compatible with people who didn't have the season 2 pass. But so I've been playing with the holiday pass pet, which is the the reindeer. Another thing I've been testing out is the adrenaline passive, as now you can't use slow Slayer anymore. So in this video, you can see that the reindeer, what it does is that it gives you a 10% increase to your critical chance rate after you activate one of your skills, and then it has a 15-second cooldown. As you can see in the video right now, you can see that it's currently on cooldown. Now, since these are some of my test runs, I've been able to look over the video or the videos I've done and actually come up with how to maximize this build or maximize this particular pet. So when using the reindeer, you want to time your poison along with the reindeer, because ideally your partners or your teammates should already have poison equipped or ember pieces for you, so there's no need to be double stacking on poison. It's just there. It's just good to have it there in case your teammates are dead, or if they themselves don't have constant poison. So I would say to have poison, to keep it up, because now you only have Poison Slayer left. So back to my strategy. So basically, what you want to do is to continue attacking, and then the moment that you see your reindeer cooldown end, activate poison. So then you can time it with your poison, and then constantly keep up that bonus of 10%. Not constantly, but to keep it activating, and not have any periods where your passive is doing nothing or not benefiting you. So the moment that you see that cooldown finish, activate poison, and then you'll have it back up again. So as you can see in this run against the weak Bobby the Weak, I was able to get 2 million personal damage, and it wasn't too much of a good run because I did not pay attention to the cooldown of the reindeer, and there were moments there where I had 3 to 5 seconds of not doing anything with that benefit. So the thing, as you can, in this second video, you'll see me do it again and running the build. And like I said before, I wasn't really paying attention to really optimize this build. And I know a lot of you guys have been working on, thanks to the the last chest a lot, you've been working on the white wedding sword. The sword, in my opinion, is still the strongest sword. The thing is that you have to build your build and technique around that sword. So what you want to do is that you want to stagger your healing with your bots. And the best way to do that is to wait for the bots to heal you first before actually using your healing. And then you can, then once you get that going, you'll be able to time it easier and just stagger the healing between, so that you can constantly keep your life up near 90 and more %. The reason why I'm not using Aquila in these runs is to test out the reindeer and its effectiveness, since skills benefit the most from critical damage. With Aquila, you have to keep your life at 95% and above to get that bonus. So it's not that it's not as easy once you get to the third boss. As you can see in this video, I'm fighting against Bubble the Wild. So my life is not always up high enough. And as you can see here in my life, there are moments where I'm unable to keep my health above 90%. So white wedding is not being optimized either. That's why I stress staggering your healing. As you can see here, there's a whole stretch towards the end where I'm unable to maintain my life and unable to get the white wedding off. And as you can see, that hurt my run a lot. And this is actually, out of the 3 runs I'm showing in this video, this is the worst one. I was only able to inflict 1.8 million. So now we're going to jump into the 3rd run, and I want to show you the full power of adrenaline. The thing about adrenaline is that getting into proc is not easy, because you have to get your life all the way down to 20% or lower in order to get that bonus, to get the additional damage that will last for about 5 seconds. Even though it's only 5 seconds, it's actually very strong, because that's actually giving you back the benefit that we have lost from slow Slayer. It's almost, if you have that thing maxed out, it will give you an additional 100% damage, which is the same amount as Soul Slayer. And as you remember before, in the previous build, we were able to get up to 5 million, over 5 million personal damage. And this 3rd run is actually my best run. Against Bobble the Wild, I think this setup benefits the most, because he hits the hardest. So you actually have a higher likelihood of getting below 20% and activating adrenaline. See, as you can see there, my life dropped down to about 5 to 10%. It even went down all the way to 160,000 only. So at that point, I was able to get adrenaline to go off and increase my damage to deal out more. Now, in my opinion, this is by no means the best build, but as there are a lot of inconsistencies, not counting the bugs, the inconsistencies in the procting of Meteor, how many times the Meteor hits, inconsistencies with the adrenaline. The best you can do with this build is to time, like I said, to time the Reindeer. You time the Reindeer with the poison so that you keep that buff up as much as you can. And now you can see the potential of this build in this particular run, where at the end of the run, you'll see that my max score was at 3 million personal damage, which is actually one of the highest scores. I've seen out there someone got 3.4 million. Using a different build, also taking advantage of adrenaline and taking advantage of the new pet, where you would deal out more damage if your life is below 20%, using the full max wolf set. But that set, I think, is actually very dangerous. To keep your life that low, you have to run a fine line between not dying. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know in the comments below if you have any comments, and like and subscribe. Thank you.